Hi YouTube, Michaela here. Um, I'm making this video on a serious note to tell about my story. Um, in the past, I did a story about my disability and how I've been bullied. Um, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. I have mild cerebral palsy, so that's affected me a lot by getting bullied because I was in ESE classes. It's kind of hard for us ESE kids to be in the regular world or the real world because everybody thinks that we're different. All people that have disabilities are the same. We bleed the same blood. Yeah, we may struggle on certain things, but we're perfectly fine. But when I was about 7 or 8, I lost my daddy. He is not my blood father. I do not know my father, but he meant the world to me. In 2007, he got electrocuted by a power line. And I remember the phone call that my mom got, and the phone practically dropped out of her hand. Well, he was in Louisiana, and we traveled to Louisiana to go see him in the hospital. Well, they finally sent him home. He couldn't talk. He was a vegetable. And my grandma was watching him while his mom had to go to work. And I had went in the room to give him a kiss and say that I love him and that I'd be back later. Well, as soon as I walk out the door, he tries to move his mouth a little bit to tell my grandma something. And he was trying to tell me something, but I really didn't get what he was trying to say. As soon as I walked out the door, he took his last breath. And all I remember were ambulance started showing up, and I wasn't allowed to in the room with him, and I didn't get a chance to fully say goodbye. He meant the world to me and was a big part of my life. All we did was fish when I was younger and go mudding and do things. And ever since he's been gone, we haven't really got to do that much. When I was about 11, 12, 13, 14, I was raped by a family friend. And I didn't tell my mom till I was 18 because at that time, a young child like that age should not have to go through the court system. And I couldn't do that because I've had so much emotional shit happen to me. In my head, I'm fucked up in the head and I need medicine. Like, I need counseling, I need medicine, like, no joke. I don't take drugs. So that was happening for about 3 years. And I chose to tell somebody that I shouldn't have told. And he or she was best friends with him. I'm kind of like telling this story to inspire people to tell their stories, if that's ever happened, if you've been bullied. But I chose to tell my mom when I was 18. Those 3 years were hell for me because I didn't say anything and I was scared that he was going to hurt me because he told me not to tell. And ever since then, I suffer from PTSD from it. I have nightmares. Then in 2016, my grandma got sick. And I called her mom growing up because my mom had to work a lot. And I was very close to her. Very, very close. And hold on, I'm trying not to get emotional for this video. One day she, was like sleeping all day. And we coming from somewhere. And my mom, I was in my bedroom at the time. And all I heard was mom screaming, call the ambulance. She kind of like stopped breathing and started gasping like a fish. Well, my ex-boyfriend at the time, helped my mom get her on the floor, and all of a sudden when they put her on the floor, she threw up. Well, she was in the hospital for about 2 months, something like that, and finally they had to, she was kind of active in the first couple of months that she was in the hospital, and finally we got the news that her kidneys were failing, and it was her time to go because we almost lost her in the past, and she was tired of fighting. And my grandma struggled from back problems, COPD, and she was just tired. Um, I struggle a lot not having my dad, not having my grandma anymore, being raped for 3 years and not being able to tell nobody about it besides my close friends. I've been in and out of relationships, got cheated on, been stolen from, been used. Finally in my life, I finally found somebody who treats me with total respect, does everything for me, and I feel safe. I finally feel safe, and I feel kind of at peace, but I have not been able to let the whole rape thing go because I have not been able to talk about it. I recently just went through a miscarriage, so that's done fucked me up some more in my head. So I got a lot of fucked up shit, and I've lost a lot of people. I've lost so many people that I've truly cared about. And it just sucks. Because you don't really, you'll see them every once in a while, and they'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, they're gone, and it hits you. I have struggled for so long dealing with the fact I didn't know how to tell my mom I was raped. Dealing with the fact that when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't know how to tell her right away. Because, well, I'm not in a financial position to have a baby. I mean, I got the stuff for it, and then miscarriage just happened. And I've been dealing with that. So I just want to tell my story, and if anybody wants to comment on this and tell me their story, I'm willing to talk to anybody to help everybody get through their issues, no matter what it is. Another part that I want to put in is I have never been racist towards anybody. And you can never judge a book by its cover. You don't know what that person's been through. So how dare anybody sit there and make fun of somebody? What, does that make you feel tough? For you to have so much anger in you to take it out on somebody else. You know, I've lost people from suicide, and it's not cool. Just from being bullied. So please watch this video and subscribe to my channel and speak your word and let me know your stories. Bye, YouTube.